rules when you come out my way. That's why my field stays packed on Fridays. We hunting, fishing, good living, just soaking up every country second we're giving. Yeah, we a long way away from the highway, so go ahead, y'all, you can get sideways.
What's up, everybody? We are at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Me and Miss Laura Starling.
Hey.
Yeah, you know, we are up here in one of the suites, and we have set up the Old Boots podcast. We are about to interview who is he, Laura?
Executive Vice President, General Manager Brandon Hutchison.
Brandon Hutchison. He is all that of Atlanta Motor Speedway. Then we're going to hang out with Daniel Suarez.
Yes,
number 99. And we're going to try to get him with a 99 hat on, maybe.
Yeah.
There we go. Guys, me and Laura had a wonderful time doing this podcast up at Atlanta Motor Speedway. We got some of the most amazing footage. We've got just all kind of information you're about to hear about what's going on in Henry County, also what kind of plans are going on for Atlanta Motor Speedway, and just some awesome history about the Speedway. But guys, we had an accident with the hard drive of the computer, and we lost the actual video of the podcast. We've got a lot of the footage that we took outside, but the actual podcast on the inside, which looked awesome, we lost it. But we promised that we're making measures that we are going to make sure that this does not happen again. We're going to have backup hard drives where we cannot lose it anymore. This is just one of those lessons that we've learned in the journey throughout making these podcasts, trying to make them better and just trying to be the best that we can be. We appreciate you guys joining in each and every week to see what kind of new stuff we got to talk about. And we appreciate any kind of pointers or, any kind of information you can give us. Some constructive criticism here and there would be great as well. What would you like to hear change? We've heard your voice loud and clear. We know that you want our voices and our audio to be loud and clear. And I think you'll notice on this podcast that the audio is excellent. And the video was too. But we lost it. We hope you'll enjoy Brandon Hutchison, the Executive Vice President of Atlanta Motor Speedway. Thanks, guys.
Justin Kelly, Laura Starling, the Old Boots podcast. Today we're at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and we are with Executive Vice President and General Manager of the Speedway, Brandon Hutchison. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me. You told me I'm episode number 11.
Yes, episode number 11 of the Old Boots podcast.
I'm honored. Thank you so much.
We need to get you a shirt with that number on it.
That's right. Number 11. I'll always be number 11 in your heart. Really. Thank you so much for choosing to be here. Thank you for having me on today. Hopefully we can carry this beautiful weather in about 29 more days.
Yep. Into race weekend coming up in February. So we want to start kind of at the beginning, like where did Brandon come from?
Well, I'm one of the few Atlanta natives. I've born and raised right here in Atlanta. As a matter of fact, born downtown at Emory University and stayed right in Atlanta until I was about the second or third grade, moved up to North Gwinnett County and went to North Gwinnett High School and went on to Georgia Southern University. In the last quarter of school at Georgia Southern, I had to do an internship and got an internship here, and 30 years later,
Here you are.
Wow. That was that's a lot of history right there in one sentence. But I mean, so is this what you wanted to do when you were when you were in college, you kind of had this in your heart that you wanted to be part of, motorsports, or you just, this kind of fell in your lap?
No, I was the 99 percentile. I didn't know what I wanted to do, just like 99% of the kids in college right now. You may think you know what you want to do, but until you get out doing it, you really just don't know. But I've always played sports, always been an athlete, so knew from a very young age that I wanted to be in sports. And then, at some point you realize I'm not going to be a professional athlete.
What did you do when you were in school? What sports did you play?
I played football and I played soccer. I actually played soccer for like 35 years. So I would have told you if you'd have asked me in high school, you're going to be working in professional sports, what sport's it going to be? I probably would have said a stick and ball, but had always been a race fan, went to Lanier Raceway up in Brazelton and watched races on Saturday night. And that's, of course, right across the street from Road Atlanta. So grew up in racing to some degree, but never would have thought that I was going to work in racing. And again, as luck would have it, I've been extremely blessed. The internship was available in the PR department. You'll remember the name Richard Sowers.
Yes.
So went to work for Richard Sowers and Emmett Bird and never looked back. You know, I told Ed Clark, who was the president before I got to my position now, I told him when I was an intern, I said, one day I'm going to sit in your seat. And sure enough, at that point, I just kind of set a goal for it and been blessed. Like I said, I've got to do a lot of things that this company has allowed me to do. So just glad to be sitting here today.
Well, we're glad you're sitting here today too. I'm have been a race fan like you forever and been coming up here to the track and love being up here every chance I get. And I guess what you do on a day-to-day basis is fun.
Yeah, you know, they say if you're having fun doing what you do, you never work a day in your life, and I don't know that that's true. I certainly do work quite a bit, but it is fun. You know, it's at heart. I want to make people happy. I want people to have a good time, and if you choose to come to Atlanta Motor Speedway, I get the opportunity to talk to you. I get the opportunity to meet you, and hopefully through those opportunities, you can also have a good time and getting to produce live entertainment and hosting the best race car drivers in the world twice a year, as we're going to do here in about a month, is just pretty cool. So, yeah, it's fun.
There have been some other kind of fun things that have gone on up here, too, like you guys have hosted Indy cars.
We've hosted Indy cars. It was late 90s, early 2000s, and goodness, I keep looking out because we're sitting right here over the track, and it's taking me back. But those cars were 235 miles an hour around this place, and
wow,
it was. You're right. Wow, it was fun to watch, but there's certain things in life that just make the hair on the back of your neck stand up, and that was certainly one of them.
I'm telling you, I mean that. 200, and so the average speed at a NASCAR race is 170s, 180s?
Depends on the car, depends on the setup of the car. But, yeah, they're going 4 wide through these corners at Atlanta Motor Speedway at about 185 miles an hour at the end of the backstretch there.
Right.
With today's car, they're 190 miles an hour. You know, we've all been on the interstate in that line of cars, probably going faster than we should. Thinking to ourselves, man, if that guy up front puts on his brakes, we're all in trouble.
We're all in trouble.
Think of doing that at 190 miles an hour, but nobody has brake lights.
Oh, man.
And you really can't see the guy in front of you unless he sticks his hand up and tries to communicate with you. So it's pretty cool. You know, the Ambetter Health 400 just a year ago was some of the most exciting racing I've ever seen in my life. So we expect that again here in about a month. And, you know, you talk about what we do being fun. It's exciting. If you go back and listen to my post after the race last year. I'm dealing with a little bit of cold right now, so you might hear something in my voice. But that night, I was worn out. It was exciting. The adrenaline was pumping, and it was just a cool show.
Do you remember the first time you rode in a race car?
Yeah, I do. It was right here, and I believe it was the Richard Petty driving experience, and had an opportunity to get to ride in the car, and they told me it was about 170 miles an hour. It could have been 400 miles an hour as far as I'm concerned. But and then I got the opportunity to drive in a race car, and they had to humble me a little bit and told me I was going about 140 miles an hour, and I wanted to do more, but for some reason they wouldn't let me. So
Did it scare you?
No, it didn't scare me at all. It truly didn't.
Just thrilling.
I've only been scared out here probably one time, and I don't even know that I've ever told anybody about that. But But no, it was exhilarating. It was a lot of fun. It was high speed. It was pretty cool.
Tell me about the time you were scared.
I thought he was going to leave us hanging.
Of course. Well, I was going to let you ask. No, so growing up in North Gwinnett County, rode dirt bikes my entire life, and so there's certain times early on riding dirt bikes where you find yourself at a big hill or a jump or something, and it's just a different kind of exciting, and it's scary. And so we had Supercross here about, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, and they started building the track, and I thought to myself, and I actually said it out loud, that when the track's done, I'm riding on it. And they're like, I don't know if they're going to let you ride on it. And I said, well, the good news is it's my backyard.
You know a guy.
They're going to go home at some point, and they kept building the track, and I quickly realized, I better shut up.
Right.
They're building this track for the best riders in the world. I don't even know if I'm the best rider in my subdivision, So it was pretty intimidating. And so I didn't say another word about it. And media day rolls along, and they come to me and they say, hey, it's media day. Will you come down to the media center? They want you to be part of the Q&A. And I'm like, yeah, sure. Not a problem. And I walk into media day, and I see a helmet and boots and pants and a jersey with my name on it.
Oh.
And they have a bike prepared for me, a factory bike prepared for me. And you want to talk about swallowing hard. I knew what was about to happen, and it was just truly scary that I was about to have to go out on media day and ride this track that I knew I had no business riding. And not to make matters worse, but I've always ridden a 2-stroke, and the bike they had prepared for me was a 4-stroke, and it's just a bit different. It rides different. The torque's different. It's just a different ride. And so, they're like, you want us to take the bike up to the track for you? And I'm like, no.
Not with all these people here. No, absolutely not.
Get on, ride this thing up to the track. It's all right up to the track, and all of a sudden I hear a bunch of other bikes coming up. And it's the 450s, and they're getting ready for their media day practice. And so I'm now sitting here with the media to my left and the best Supercross riders in the world behind me, and they say, go. And it was just a different level of scary. Luckily I did it. I didn't lay the bike down. I'm not going to say it was pretty, but to have Eli Tomac and those guys sitting right behind you watching, it was a little bit intimidating.
Oh, absolutely.
But you did good.
That's my story.
Yeah.
That's my story.
And you'll remember it forever.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one of the things as I think about this job that has been so incredible is the experience that I've gotten that you just wouldn't get at many other places.
Oh, I can only imagine the stories that this track could tell. But, I mean, going back in the, the Earnhardt days, I'm sure you got a chance to meet all those guys and hang out with those guys. You got any kind of crazy stories that might have happened with Mr. Dale Earnhardt? You got anything that?
None that I really want to tell.
Yeah, it feels that way sometimes.
You have to remember, I've been here for a while now, and so it's hard to believe that Earnhardt's passing was 24 years ago. So when Earnhardt was here, I was just a young guy in the events department trying to make things happen. So I didn't get to interact with Mr. Earnhardt too much, but yeah, I was here for his victory in 2000 with the Cracker Barrel Old Country Store 500 when he beat out Bobby Labonte. And so having an opportunity just to see the man race, I was there the morning of the Daytona 500. And again, going back to my predecessor, Ed Clark, he and I were together that morning, and they called out Earnhardt's name, and it gives me chills today. They called out Earnhardt's name, and the crowd just went crazy. And Ed looked at me, and he said, he's the man, isn't he? So just having an opportunity to see him race and know that I was in the industry at the same time is actually pretty cool.
Absolutely.
I know you probably can't I'm going to ask you anyway, but are there any drivers that really are kind of your favorites?
Huh. You can't ask me that.
Okay, I can't ask you
can't
that. I knew I couldn't ask you. But
No, really. It's a fair question. And one that I get a lot, but the answer is easy for me. You know as well as I do, there's some that have grown up driving on this quarter mile.
Yes.
And so having the opportunity to see some of these drivers race right here as I was the race director when they were just young, 7, 8, 9, 10-year-old kids.
Running the Legends cars and the Bandoleros.
Exactly. And now seeing them having success, winning championships, the go-to ones, of course, would be Joey Logano and Chase Elliott, and now Austin Hill and the success. He and I were just talking after the September race where that guy in an Xfinity car, he gets around here pretty good, and he's winning a lot of races, and that's fun to see. It's real fun to see. So
it's kind of like your children. You've seen them grow up, and now they're having success, and you're kind of like a proud dad.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, I was the race director when they were racing here in the Legends and Bandoleros series. So while I'm the proud dad, to them, I might be the neighbor that won't let you cut through his yard. They didn't always like me, and that's even cool to see them grow up and mature and really now understand that I've always loved racing as much as them.
Right.
It's just I've been on the other side of the fence. I haven't been behind the wheel of the race car, and that's really cool to see. So that's my long-winded answer to your question, but I don't even have to really try hard not to play favorites. I just know that I've known some of these guys and their families most of their lives.
Absolutely. There's a lot of history to a lot of racetracks, and this racetrack has just as much history as most of any track that I know of. But when we were driving in, we saw, there's a cemetery, and there's an airport right across the street. I mean, it's just stuff that it doesn't look like that was the original intention of this area. Was this track built how long has this track been here? And like, what was here before? Was this like a peach farm? I mean, what's the story behind Atlanta Motor Speedway?
850 acres, and you notice the graveyard.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding with you. You have to pass it to get through the tunnel. The property has a lot of rich family history, and yeah, we didn't start the cemetery. As a matter of fact, there's 2 cemeteries on the property. I'll let you find the second one, but no, we sit on 850 acres, and Atlanta Speedway Airport, as you mentioned, is right next door, and it's been there for some time now. And Henry County is actually working on a master plan to really try to make the western portion of Henry County an entertainment district. Mm-hmm. And so we're excited about what's to come with Henry County. But we started construction on Atlanta Motor Speedway in 1959. I say we like I was here. They started construction in 1959 and held the first race in July of 1960.
Wow.
The great Fireball Roberts won the race July 31st, 1960, and we've been running NASCAR Cup Series races every single year since then. Most years, 2. For a while there, we just had the one race, as you know. But yeah, so, I don't know all of the family history here, but it was farmland before it was a speedway, and then in 1960 it became a speedway, and it's been that ever since.
And you were talking about the airport across the street, so that was specifically kind of built to bring these racers in and that kind of thing. Was that one of the main reasons it was put there because of this raceway?
I can't say that it wasn't. You'd like to think that it makes a lot of sense, especially given the nature of how these teams had started traveling over the years. But the airport has actually been here for quite some time, and it's changed ownership a few times, and now the airport authority and it's owned by Henry County. So its growth, the growth we've seen over the last few years is because of the commitment that Henry County has put into seeing the airport continue to thrive. But no, it was probably serving crop dusters and smaller local planes before it ever became a hub for the race teams that fly in here.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Being right here in the middle of 1,000 acres of farmland. So,
yeah, I tell you, when the state of Georgia legalizes gaming and Atlanta Motor Speedway obtains a license and we build a casino, you'll certainly see this area thrive as a destination location in addition to a world-class racing facility. And the airport will no doubt take off.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be that much more business for the airport. I can't wait to see the casino and the entertainment district. I've heard a lot about it, and I think it's a great idea, and it's a great concept, and I know a lot of people in Georgia are looking forward to it, and I'm sure.
That is the thing that Ed Clark is working on now.
Yeah, my buddy Ed is now working on that. And listen, we share in your excitement for one day, and we hope that everybody listening and watching will let their legislators know, because that's all we really want is for the people of the state of Georgia to have an opportunity to say yes
to decide.
Or no, to decide, put it on the ballot and let the people vote for it. And we have been around enough to feel pretty confident at this point that if the people of the state of Georgia were given the choice, they would say yes.
Oh, yeah.
And when that happens, we hope to be one of the recipients of a license so that we could build a world-class casino, as well as many other things that would make, again, this area turn into a destination location. And it would be good for Henry County. It would be good for the people of Henry County, and really good for people all over the state, because what it would do is it would create thousands of jobs, so thousands of people wouldn't have to get on the interstate.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, one of the major things that even in my little town of Gray, Georgia, that we battle is with development, people want development, they want progress, but they don't want it in their backyard. They want it somewhere else. Well, this is a perfect opportunity for everybody in Georgia to say, hey, we don't want it in our backyard, but I hear there's a great opportunity to do it in the middle of 1,000 acres at the Atlanta Motor Speedway, and what better place to do it? It's not in their backyard. It's a destination, and it would be just a wonderful thing for Henry County for sure.
We like to think so, and again, for the people that it would be in their backyard, it would be great jobs, high-paying jobs right here in Henry County. It would give you the opportunity to stay closer to home.
Oh, yeah.
Which would help family life, which would help you with car repairs, which would cut fuel costs, there's so many things. And again, we know that while some people may think casino and I don't gamble and I don't want it in my neighborhood, it also bolsters the law enforcement. It bolsters the fire department. It bolsters the water authority. So there's so many benefits to it. And listen, we're not interested in just a brick and mortar casino. As I said, we want entertainment. That's right. What we do. That's what we thrive on. So we would work real hard to make sure that it was much more than what some might be thinking when we say gaming in the state of Georgia.
Absolutely, man. I'm excited about it. Hopefully, we'll see that happen and come to fruition, and you get to do that under your tenure here.
Me too. Yeah, absolutely. Amen, brother.
There we go.
I hear you.
Well, we are about 29 days away from the Ambetter 400 weekend here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. If you haven't been to the Speedway in a while, it's time for you to come on and enjoy the race day. It's going to be a big weekend.
If you haven't been to Atlanta Motor Speedway since 2022, you just haven't had an opportunity to experience the new Atlanta Motor Speedway. We increased the banking from 24 to 28 degrees in 2022, and it truly did change the entire dynamic of racing on this track. And just a year ago, first through third place, 7/1,000ths of a second. You can't blink twice. They raced for 400 miles, 2, 3, and 4 wide, and finished 7/1,000ths of a second.
I think it was the most exciting finish I've ever seen.
It still is. I want to go back and watch it right now. It truly is exciting. And I'll tell you, I think we're kind of a super track now, and I know that I'm a little biased, but we race like a super speedway. We're an intermediate length, but because we're about a mile shorter than your typical super speedway, it almost has that short track feel to it. So we kind of are the best of all things as it relates to racing, and it feels almost like a super track. And the more we race on it, the more I'm convinced that there's no more exciting racing in NASCAR than right here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And to get to do it twice, in 29 days, we'll have the Ambetter Health 400 race weekend upon us. And listen, whether you're a group of folks looking to party for a week, we got you.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a family and you just want to chill and bring your bikes and play cornhole, we got you. We try to make sure that we have something for everybody. We know that NASCAR is going to do a great job putting on 858 miles of racing. We want to make sure that when those cars aren't on track, our fans have things to do, and that means excitement. That means driving your car on the track at Atlanta Motor Speedway to support Speedway Children's Charities.
Let me just say, I highly recommend driving your own car on the track because you really don't understand about the banking until you drive the track.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
And I mean, it's
28 degrees doesn't sound like a lot.
But it is.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. It may, like your natural inclination is to drive down because I told Justin, it feels like your car is going to turn over.
Yeah,
it's not going to, but and that is a great, the Speedway Children's Charities, you're raising money and giving somebody a thrill to be able to drive their own car.
And you can feel good about it, right? I mean, 90 cents of every single dollar given goes straight back to those children organizations. So you're given to a phenomenal cause. You're getting on the high banks of Atlanta Motor Speedway before the stars of NASCAR take the track. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. That's on Thursday. On Friday, we have the Thor Camper Appreciation Party. Free food, free drinks, free entertainment, driver Q&As. On Saturday, we've got the doubleheader, the 11th year of the Craftsman Truck Series and the Xfinity Series doubleheader. After that, we have the party in the Peach Pit where we'll have a ZZ Top cover band. We'll have a laser light show. We'll have mechanical bulls. We'll end the night with a massive fireworks show. We've got a fan zone that has a kids zone within it. We've got the axe throwing competition. We've got cornhole competition. We've got the canine superstars. And we've got sea lions, from what I hear.
Sea lions.
Where
As if you forgot anything.
Go? Where else can you go? Everybody likes animals.
That's right.
Right? So where else can you go and see a lot of cute, cool animals? I should never say that again. A ton of speed, great music, fireworks, and the best racers in the world. And what's even better is kids are extremely important to us. They're absolutely free on Saturday. They're only $10 on Sunday. So we try to be as cheaper than a matinee movie.
Well, you've made it very, very affordable for families to come up and enjoy a weekend.
As I said at the beginning, I really just want to make people happy. I really just want I want to be the person that gives people the opportunity to have a lot of fun at an affordable price. They can leave here feeling good about what they've seen, feel good about what they've spent, and ultimately want to come back because let's not kid ourselves. It's a business, right? So I want people to have fun. I want people to come back, but dang it, I want them to feel good about getting their money's worth. And,
absolutely.
That's what we work hard to do.
Have you guys, I know you said you got the ZZ Top band, the cover band, Saturday. Have you guys announced the Sunday? Is there a pre-concert on Sunday?
Not going to do one, on the pre-race stage.
Actually,
we are changing it up a little bit. In live entertainment, it's about new, special, and different. So yes, you will see concerts in the fan zone. You'll see driver Q&As in the fan zone. You'll see everything that you've always seen, and then some in the fan zone. But we're going to change it up a little bit on the pre-race stage, so you'll still be able to get down there. You'll still be able to get to victory lane. You'll still be able to walk the grid that morning. But there are a couple things that we haven't announced yet that are going to be special for the fans.
And I encourage everybody to go to AtlantaMotorspeedway.com. If you want the ultimate experience, you can have it. You can have it.
Absolutely.
You just got to buy it.
Well, and again, we try to make sure it's as affordable as we possibly can.
Look, Brandon, I don't want you to feel bad about that, okay? Because here's the thing. If you want to go, let's say you want to go to a concert in Atlanta and you want to go backstage and meet that artist. Well, there's no free meet and greets anymore. You purchase that.
That's right.
And that is something that people do now. And it's really, I was looking at the prices. It's not that bad.
No.
If you want to go in the garage and go down pit road, and it's pretty
$100.
affordable.
$100.
$100.
$100.
Yes.
I mean, people spend that much eating out.
And listen, I appreciate you saying that, and I feel good about giving people the opportunity if they want to do that. I know that we have the most affordable grandstand seats in professional sports. Now, could you find a cheaper Braves ticket on a April Wednesday night? Probably, but they have 82 home games a year.
Right.
We've got 2 home games a year. I challenge anybody to find a better deal in professional sports, and that's important to us, right? I want every family that wants to see a live NASCAR race to have that opportunity, and we work real hard to make sure we do have price points that fit just about everybody's budget. And if you want to do a little bit extra, then we have those opportunities as well.
That's awesome.
I'm telling you, do the extra.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do it.
There's something for everybody that weekend. I came down with Laura a year ago, and then my wife came down to the last race. We
wanted to see Zach Top.
She wanted to see Zach Top.
That was cool, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They brought a whole big van full of ladies from Central Georgia up here, and they had to see Zach Top. And, we just had a ball up here. And there's something that anybody can do for their businesses. We were sitting there. Who was the NASCAR owner that was in the section right beside us, Laura? It was one of the guys, not maybe Mr. Penske or something, was sitting in the one right next to us. Mr. Childress, I think. Yes,
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I wasn't up there with you guys.
That's right. You were down.
So I wasn't up there when that happened.
Right. Well, he was in the one next door, and then the suite next to us was a heating and air company. There was a plumbing company right down the road right next to that. So, I mean, there's something that you can do and reward your employees and, have a little package for them. It's not out of this world unaffordable, and it's all right here. I mean, it's not like it's a lower level. We had Richard Childress in the box right next to us. So, I mean, it's a great experience. I think that's something that a lot of businesses are looking to do for their employees is giving them experience, because I like giving experiences to my employees. I'd rather give them an experience than give them a bonus. You know what I mean? I want to let them live something, and I think that is something great that maybe some businesses can look at doing and bringing their employees up.
And that's very well said. And sometimes I think those experiences mean a little bit more than maybe a little bit of extra money, because it shows that you care. And I would tell you that we've got Club One as well. So where we're having the open house, if you are a smaller company and you don't think your budget will fit an entire suite, we've got 16-person, 32-person, 64-person suites, but we also have Club One, which will seat 1,000 people. So if you just want to buy 2 tickets in there, you can buy 2 tickets.
Right.
So we try to give opportunities, again, to give everybody the price point that might work for them. And one thing that we didn't talk about, now, we've got a great food and beverage company, and we've got a lot of options. And part of the things that I like in going to live entertainment is experiencing the different types of food that you might see. But if you do choose to spend a little bit of extra money on some of our upgrades, don't forget, I think we are the only professional sporting venue that will allow you to bring in your own cooler as well. So you can make some sandwiches, you can pack a few drinks, some snacks, your sunscreen, whatever you need, put it in your cooler and bring it into Atlanta Motor Speedway. So you don't have to spend money on concessions so that you can spend money in other places if you choose to do so. So like Laura said, you can go to AtlantaMotorSpeedway.com and take a look around the website, and not only will you find price points that work for you, you'll also find those little cheat codes that can help you save money too. And the cooler is just one of them. So Hopefully people will remember that when they come to Atlanta Motor Speedway and never think for 1 second that we're about just getting into their wallets. What we want is to get into their spirit so that they can have a good time. And when people are having a good time, things come a little bit easier, right? So come to the racetrack, go to the fan zone, maybe get your favorite driver's autograph, maybe a T-shirt, watch 400 miles of racing, stay afterwards for the Peach Pit and listen to some ZZ Top and ride a mechanical bull and end the day with fireworks and go home and come back and do it again in June.
And, I say, I know he's got a lot of places, a lot of people that are here. It's media day up at the raceway. But, just watch, if you come, watch how top-notch everything that they do it with excellence up here. Imagine if they had a casino and an entertainment complex out here. How great that would be, Henry County. You got anything to say, Ms. Laura?
Well, I just want to remind everybody that the Ambetter 400 weekend is coming up February 22nd and 23rd here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. But I know you don't want me promoting the June race, but I don't care. I am so excited that June 28th, we're going to go night racing here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. I told Justin, I'm like, dude, you came up here to the race with me, but man, wait until you see night racing. It's a whole different thing.
It is an entirely different setting as the sun goes down, the lights come on, it gets dark outside, these cars light up, they're all bring their best paint jobs. It is going to be exciting. Our fans have told us for a long time that they want night racing back. And, these days, most of your weekend night races will be on a Sunday night. And so to have the opportunity to host a Saturday night race during the summer, the kids are out of school. You don't have to worry about missing another college or professional sporting event, football, that is, like we did in September.
Yeah.
It's not hunting season, so think about it as just the perfect time to go racing in the state of Georgia, and that's where we are. Saturday night racing, Quaker State 400 available at Walmart. It's going to be June 27th and 28th, 7:30 at night. It's going to be a big time, but like you said, let's not get too far out of our skis. The Amateur Health 400 race weekends in 29 days, and we've been preparing for it for a year. And if you can get here, great. We can't wait to see you. If you can't get here, tune in on TV. Watch what you're going to miss. Come back and see us in June.
Awesome. Well, we're about to hit the road and go get some good footage of maybe those turns and the banks and the if there's a way for me to sneak down there and get some footage of that. That way, while he's talking about that earlier in the podcast, we can have some video of what he's talking about and the turns where they can go faster because it's banked higher. But as always, we like to remind you that if you can do something good, you should do something good. And we appreciate you guys listening to us. And we have been up here for podcast number 11 up here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway.
With Brandon Hutchison, thank you so much.
Thank you both so much. To have the opportunity to talk to you today is really fun for me. It's an honor, and I'm honored to be number 11.
All right, we're going to see you in 29 days.
That's right. Can't wait.
Thanks, Brandon.
Yes, sir.